Yo, yo. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, better. All praise. I thought a young man couldn't be heard. Bet. Praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Shalom to those who are tuned in right now. Shalom, shalom. If you come in, go ahead and just drop a shalom or drop a hey or what's up. You know what I'm saying? Just a nice, quick little greeting. You don't got to talk and do all the extra stuff. Today's lesson, we're going into Proverbs 16. We're going into Proverbs chapter 16. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Proverbs 16 and 1, it says, the preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So the preparation of the heart, Shalom, Lucy Johnson, Shalom. So the preparation of the heart in man and the answer from the tongue is from the Most High, right? Especially if you're using wisdom, right? Especially if you're using wisdom. That wisdom is from the Most High. So if you meditating on something, or you give a go on something, that's from the Lord, right? The scriptures say man's goings are of the Lord. How therefore can a man understand his own way? You said it's pronounced lucky. Okay, Salakia. Shalom, Lucky Johnson. I'm sorry. Um, the preparation, or I was actually quoting something. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man therefore understand his own way? A lot of these things that we speak are
Cutting
want to say
out, King.
something?
Yeah. You hear me? I think he's cutting out. I'm gonna touch on it a little bit. I think can you hear me? You cutting out. You cutting out, bro. I can't hear you. It said, oh yeah, the preparations of the heart is man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So, like he brought out man's going to the Lord. The Lord knows all things, right? Uh, what's the proverb that comes to mind? Um, oh yeah, the as the basically the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he can turn it whatever way he wants, right? He turn it whichever way he will, right? The Most High is in control of all things, right? It's who have disobeyed his will. It's physically impossible to resist the Most High God's will. Everything that he wants to happen is going to happen. The thoughts, you know what I'm saying, he wants you to think, you're going to think. It's, it's impossible to resist his will. Uh, what am I trying to say? You got to, okay, now this, don't take this scripture literally as in the sense that everything somebody says is literally, they speaking on behalf of the Lord. That's not what this means, right? But you should pay attention to what people are saying, right? Sometimes the Lord uses people to, to speak to you. If you got brothers rebuking you about something, You know, you might be going off, bro. You might need to, self-reflect. You know what I mean? It might be the Lord trying to get you to, get your act together in some way. You got to pay attention to what people are saying. You got to be aware of your surroundings. Because the Lord calls them to say that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that may be, you got to use discernment. But this don't mean everything somebody says is from the Lord. I don't think that's what this means. That's why.
No, you good. I actually got a precept for that. Luke 1, Luke 1 and 68. It says, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." So the Most High God uses men to speak his word, right? So that's all Malachi was getting at. Verse 2, Proverbs 16 and 2. "All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits." So if man, man is defiled. Man's mind is defiled, right? A lot of times, a man's eyes are a man's ways are clean in his own eyes, due to pride. Pride can blind you from actually examining yourself, from actually doing an in-depth, true examination of your spirit and who you are as a person, right? We see it all the time with people who struggle with alcohol, with people who struggle with drugs. It's the first thing they tell you: "I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. I'm fine." Meanwhile, you got 8 other people telling the person, "No, you're not fine. You just sold your car to buy drugs, or you're constantly drinking and you're constantly drunk. You're not fine." But in his eyes, he's clean. He's clean. He's fine. There's nothing wrong. He doesn't see anything wrong with what he's doing. And a lot of times it is due to pride. Because a meek man, a humble man, actually take a back pedal and be like, "All right, well, let me, let me actually examine that." Even when somebody says something to me out of anger, hate, uh, whatever, even if it was an Edomite, man, you're such a mean guy. You know what I do? I meditate. Damn, am I really mean, or are they mad because I just brought the Bible out? Okay, let's weigh it in the balance. Let's look at it. What did I actually do that was mean? To her or to him, I could have told him the truth. I know a lot of times, uh, the people think the truth is mean. I can see that. I think lying is mean. If you lie to me and it's something I wanted to hear, that's mean. But if you tell me the truth and it's something I didn't want to hear, I equate that with love. That's not mean to me. So I actually, you got to actually get down through there and figure out, is pride stopping you from examining yourself, right? What's really going on? Are your ways clean to the Most High? To hell with, are they clean to you? Are your ways clean and pleasing to the Most High God? Right? Verse 3. It says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established." This is one of my favorite precepts, right? Because when you commit your ways to the Most High, this is something that's taught about. Everybody wants to be on fire. They want that fire feeling. But the thing is, when you're on fire, you have to want to please the Most High. You had a drive to want to study what he said out. You had a drive to search the scriptures. You had a drive to watch videos. You had the drive to learn, and you were on fire, and you were soaking everything up. And your faith felt, it made you feel invincible. Your faith put you on high. Why is that? It's because you committed your ways to the Most High. In the beginning, you committed your ways to the Most High. And your thoughts were established with what? Nothing but righteousness. You hated evil. You love righteousness. Your meditation was holy things. You only thought good things about men and women and brothers and sisters, right? But through time, your ways stopped getting committed to the Most High. Through time, you start getting lukewarm. Through time, you start accepting evil things. Through times, you stop hating evil as much. Through the process of time, all of these things get the wearing off. Some men come back and commit their ways to the Most High fully. Some men never stop committing their ways to the Most High. They never stopped having that on fire feeling in the beginning. It's because their ways were always committed. You remember how it was back in the day, or not back in the day, but back when you first came into the truth, how much you were soaking up, how much you wanted to soak up, and you just wanted to learn more. You just wanted to know more. Every time you found something out, it was exciting. It was exhilarating. Now when you find something out, it's like, yeah, that's what's up. That's cool. But back then, it hit on a whole different level because the Most High. And he established your thought.
So like him. I think you cut out, King.
You
Yeah, but you're breaking up. I want to touch on this as well when I say commit your ways unto the Lord, right? Uh, it's important that you commit your ways to the Lord. I believe it's Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8, where it says, meditate on the law day and night, that you may have good success, that you may be prosperous and have good success, right? Don't let the law depart from your mouth. You got to be meditating these laws that you may observe to do them. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in the book of the law. You got to keep the laws on your mind, God's commandments on your mind. And that's going to lead you to have righteous thoughts, like the brother was talking about. You're going to think good, lawful things in your mind because why? You've been meditating on the law. But if you're meditating on folly and madness, you know what I'm saying? Those things is going to start to drift into your character. Those things is going to start to, you're not committing your ways to the Lord at that point. You're not committing your ways unto the Lord at that point. You know what I mean? You got to keep his laws, right? Psalms 40 and 8. His will is the law, right? That's the Most High God's will. You need to get in alignment with that. You need to commit your ways unto the Most High. How do you do that? You got to know his law. You got to know his will if you want to perform it, right? But that's all I got.
That's a fact. Proverbs 16 and 4, it says, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord has all things in motion to go exactly how it's supposed to go exactly the way that it's supposed to go. The wicked have even a role. They have a role. A lot of men were made in vain. A lot of men are non-playable characters or NPCs, I should say, because they have a vain lifestyle. They have no fruit in this walk of ours. Those men are the wicked. And guess what? They're set up and they're set aside for the day of evil. They're set up and they're set aside as an example. The same way the Most High used Egypt as an example. He set Pharaoh up. He set his people up and used them as an example. Put his name out there. Let me show you how great I am. Yeah, you gotta the Most High God's so cold with it, man. He's so cold. He's so cold. He let everybody establish their own gods. He let everybody think, these guys were the guys. And then all of a sudden he kind of show up to Abraham like, nah, I'm really the guy. Follow me and watch what I can do. Then he showed up to Moses like, nah, yeah, I know what you learned, but I'm really the guy. Follow me and watch, let me show you what I can do. Right? Like he said, declaring the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning. And it's marvelous in our eyes, right? Verse 5, it says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So, if you, we spoke on pride a little bit earlier. If you proud in heart, you abomination to the Most High. If you're prideful in the mind, you're an abomination to the Most High. A prideful man is the same as a stubborn man, not moldable. To the Most High, you want to be moldable. You want to be flexible. You want to be able to change your ways. Prideful men oftentimes have a lot of bad traits. Can't take correction, can't be reproved, can't teach him anything. Shalom, Hebrew daughter. All praises. Can't teach him anything, right? They come with bad traits because he's prideful in heart. Same thing with a woman. Prideful woman, it's the same traits. Like Malachi used the other day for the sodomite spirit. You don't go to school and learn on, how to be prideful. And it's a teacher breaking down, look, here's what you do when you're trying to be prideful. You kind of want to sit here and you want to exalt yourself above everybody else. And you want to let everybody know that you know better, that you know more than them. You don't go to school for that. Let you know it's a spirit. It's the evil spirit that overtook in a lot of people, a lot of men, right? So you're an abomination to the Most High. And then the next verse, it says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. We use this to in the Israelite community to say, though hand join in hand, talking about, if your hand is, if you linked up with the enemy, with the heathen nations, with the other nations, you linked up with them and you tapped in with them and you kind of want their support and you want them to make it, and you siding with them over your people. This is for you. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Even to our people in the world. I can't be sitting here trying to, lean on my brother and he in the world, and I'm kind of looking for him for support, and I'm trusting in man to help me. No, he's gonna be punished someday. That's what I have to make one of my best friends in the world. And I have to ready my mind for that. It can come at any time. He's in the world. The wages of sin is death. I know that. That's the payment. I got to ready my mind for that. Though hands on it, though he's my best friend, guess what? The wicked shall not go unpunished. You don't get no cool chips just because I'm in the truth and you not. You don't make it off my back. That's not how it works. The Lord is coming back with just and righteous judgment. Just judgment for everybody, judging everyone according to their deeds. Lucky said, if we realize who we are as Israelites and we begin to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, are we still under the curses until Yahushua comes back? Yes. The reason why, because when you look at the blessings, first off, the blessings and the cursings are not just, it's not for every individual person, right? If I keep the commandments, it's not like, oh, I'm blessed now and I fall under the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. No, those were applied to us as a nation. So as a nation of people, when we're keeping the law, statutes, commandments, we will be blessed. But as the prophecy states, everybody's not going to keep the law, statutes, commandments. It's got to be judgment that goes out first, right? After that judgment takes place, that's when we'll receive the blessing, right? The Holy Land, us being in leadership, so on and so forth. But if I keep the commandments, it's not like I can't just say, yeah, I'm blessed now according to Deuteronomy 28. That's not
And not how that works.
that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
a
You want
nation. It's a nation thing, bro. It's a nation thing. Sometimes people, we heard brothers come with this doctrine, and it's really small minded and it's really selfish to think that way. The curses was put on us as a nation, not as individuals. So to answer your question simply, no, that's not how it worked, King. Because some of the curses involve us being enslaved as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Some of the blessings involve you being above your enemies as a nation. So it's a nation. It's a national thing. It's not an individual. It's not an individual thing. So yeah, that was a good question though. That was a good question.
God. You said so even those that are in the truth can still have an evil eye towards their brother. Yeah. Yeah, that spirit still runs around, right? As as those who know the truth in the law, we're supposed to fight those evil things, right? This is where we put our body in subjection and we renew our mind and our spirit, right? Those things still can happen, right? Like you got to look at it. Daniel went into captivity in Babylon. He said, we have sinned against you, oh God. He threw himself in there. We sinned against you. When the scriptures say Daniel, there was no blame to be found in Daniel. Daniel is Daniel has been praised in the scriptures time and time again. I mean, time and time and time and time again. But yet he was in captivity. He was under the curses, right? So, like I said, uh, go ahead, King. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and I'll start at verse 9. It says, "To the Lord our God belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they may not obey the voice or thy voice." So again, it says, "Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him." So I'm going to this because this is the account that Daniel spoke on. Daniel is in captivity. Daniel was a righteous man, but guess what? The curses was put on our people as a whole. You got to understand that. Just because you start keeping commandments, that don't mean that the curses isn't still put on your nation of people as a whole. Some people might be battling certain curses more than other people, but the curses are still on our people as a whole. Like a lot of brothers in our nation grew up without their father. That is a curse that's put on our people as a whole. But you do have some Israelite brothers who had their father. But as a whole, just because you keeping commandments, that don't mean the damn curses ain't on you and on your people. That's not how that works. It's a national thing. So hopefully that understanding in that scripture gave you a little bit more help.
That's a fact. Um,
Yeah.
my bad. Was you done?
Yeah, I'm done, bro.
Okay. 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 Hebrew daughter says, I totally understand, Aharon. I had to separate myself from my family who chose to mix themselves with other nations and have children whom I love, but I know they're going to be destroyed. Exactly. Sometimes you have to remove yourself. Sometimes you got to love from a distance. Sometimes it's just, you just got to hope for the better for some people because it's like, nah, like, I know what the scriptures say. I know what it is. Even during the time of Job, what happened with Job? He went and still made sacrifices for his family during the time we can make sacrifices. You can pray. Job made sacrifices for his kids because they were I believe celebrating birthdays, right? When you go into different translations, everybody had their day, which can go back to idolatry. Guess what? The Lord took them away. Job's wife said, curse God and die. You're not making it off of Job's back. If you in complete wickedness, you're not just he got it. Now you like, I don't wake up in the morning and be like, damn, I hope Mahar and Malachi righteousness can save me. I'm not betting on that. I'm not counting, not putting my salvation on that. Like, damn, I hope their righteousness can kind of, get me through the door. That's not how this works. Uh, Lucky said, kind all praises.
Also,
I'm gonna get a
Go ahead,
precept.
King.
Go
Y'all
ahead.
go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
real quick. Also, you got to take heed of your company, right? Evil communications corrupt good manners, right? So, meaning, if you're around the wrong people who, got the wrong kind of habits, sinful habits, if they just blatantly in sin and they don't see nothing wrong with it, you being around them and mingling too much, eventually it's gonna start to rub off on you. Some of their traits is gonna start to rub off on you, right? You see that in the scriptures. It say, "Don't become friends with an angry man because you're gonna become like him," right? So the company you keep, right, is very important. You got to be mindful of that, and you got to guard your flame, right? So if you're around some people, I know you want to be social, show love, or flame, because evil communications corrupt good manners. They bad habits can rub off on you. So
God. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, and verse 12. This is a classic. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I go to the scripture to aid Aharon's point. You got to work out your own salvation. You can't depend on somebody else to get you saved. You can't depend on someone else's righteousness, or your parents or a close friend or a relative to kind of get you in. It ain't gonna go like that, because the Most High gonna judge you according to your own works, right? I yield on that point. All right, Khan. Hey Malachi, you remember what verse we was on in Proverbs 16?
no, sir, I had to do a drop, so I just got back on.
Yeah, okay. Let me go check. Everyone that is proud in heart. I know we read verse 5. They'll hand joining him, and we shall not be punished. All right, verse 6. I believe, I don't know how far we got. I'm gonna be honest, because my stuff kept kicking me out. Anyways, I'm gonna just read this, and Lord willing, this is where we at. Verse 6 says, Proverbs 16:6 says, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. Woo, good classic verses. It says, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. So this is how you get iniquity is just another word for sin. That's all it is. So by mercy and truth, sin is removed and purged. That can look different in a lot of ways, but I really want to hit on that truth part. I'm I'm a big advocate for truth, because the truth is always strong no matter what. Truth is always strong no matter what. In any situation, the truth is always strong. They hid our identity for years. They tried to, but it's still the truth. And it's still strong, and it's still waking up hundreds of people. People bringing it out. People don't like how we bring it out because we mean. At least that's what the status quo is. But it's still the truth. It's still strong. So when you move into the spirit of the truth, it's going to start removing sin. You telling people right from wrong us the truth. Mercy is actually imperative for you to be merciful, because you by being merciful, you give the Most High. The Most High is going to allow you to receive more mercy from Him. You give mercy to get mercy. Just how people say you got to give respect to get respect. You got to give mercy for mercy to be given to you. So, like, it was something in the road out here. Mercy, whenever someone does something wrong and you show them mercy, you give them another chance to do what is right. All praises to the Most High. We got a merciful God, because we did wrong so many times. We do wrong so many times. If it wasn't for the Most High God's mercies, we would all be done. We all would be dead. According to the book of Second Ezra, he said everybody would be dead. But then he cured us with his words. He cured us with his word. And that's how he removed sin from us, by giving us the medicine, by giving us the words of the Most High. It says, in the fear of the Lord, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. So this is a no-brainer. All the brothers and sisters should be well acquainted with the fear of the Lord and how it makes you not go into sin. How it makes you not do wicked things, evil things. If you're afraid of what the Most High God can do to you, then you're going to think twice about doing something that he disapproves of. That's really simple. I hope everybody understand that. That's a big foundation to your walk with the Most High. You got to fear the Most High. You got to know that he's in control of everything. You got to know that when people die, the Lord doing it. You got to know that the Lord can come kill you. You got to know that the Lord can take your family away. You got to know the Lord can kill your parents. You got to know that if you being disobedient, the Lord can take your son away. You got to know whatever you love, whatever you enjoy, and whatever you like, if you putting that before the Most High, you got to know that the Most High can come take that. You gotta actually fear the Most High and what he's capable of. He's powerful. He create everything that you see, everything that you touch, everything that you smell, everything that you eat, everything that you hear. He created all of these things. He can get you. You're very touchable. The Most High can get to you, no problem at all. So if you ain't afraid of the Most High, if it ain't, you need to have fear. You just have to have. It's a necessity. If you don't have fear, you're not alive. A lot of people say, when it comes to people dying and the end of the world, when you watch certain movies, they say one of the things that keep men alive, keep women alive, is their fear, because they're constantly alert. They're watching for predators. They're being circumspect. They're always watching for different ways that they can be attacked or ambushed or killed or poisoned. Fear is what keeps you alive. Fear has a righteousness to it. There's a righteousness to fear, but there's an unrighteousness to fear too. Everything has a balance. But if there's one thing you should take away from what I said, fear God. Don't fear men, fear God, because he the one who controls men. Brothers got anything on that? If not, I'm gonna keep moving.
No, sir.
All right, bet. Verse 7 says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Woo! This is a fire precept. If your ways are good in the Most High God's sight, he'll make your enemies, your foes, the people that's trying to harm you, the people that's trying to kill you, be at peace with you. But your ways got to be pleasing to the Most High. If you don't know what's pleasing to the Most High, you got to do some more learning, do some more studying. You need to learn more about what was commanded of you. Hence, the law, statutes, and commandments. Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, dress code laws. Getting your mindset back on one accord with the Most High. It's people that don't have your best interest all the time. They don't want the best for you. They want you to fall. They might want you to get fired from your job. They might hate your guts. They might be talking in people's ear. You never know. You can't protect yourself from all of the stuff that people are trying to trip you up on. You can't protect yourself from all of this. This world is crazy. We was talking to me, Malachi, Aharon. We talk every day and we meditate every day. That's a big portion of our learning. We meditate together every day. And Aharon said something powerful. He said, man, it's so much BS out here. We talk about the same, me and Aharon, Malachi, we will touch on the same topics all the time. And we squeezing it and we meditating on it and we digesting it to make sure we get in all of the nutrients, all of the good stuff from it. So we'll revisit the same topics over and over again. We'll revisit laws over and over again. We'll revisit past camps over and over again. So we can be better, so we can meditate in it, so we can actually benefit from it. But anyways, Aharon said something, and yesterday it hit me like a brick wall. He said, bro, because we were talking about how easy it is to fall out of the truth, to fall to all of these different spirits. Aharon, like we touched on pride today. It's so easy to get full of yourself. It's so easy to get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Wisdom puffeth up, knowledge puffeth up. That's what Paul said. We know this. When you get wiser, you can fall to that. Everything got a pro and a con. Being smart, being wise, being educated, yeah, it's good. But it can be bad too. That's why Solomon, the wisest man, said what he said. Man, this shit vain. Excuse my language. This is vanity and vanity. Bro, just enjoy and just work your work. Just go get you a job, take care of your family, and enjoy your wife and your kids, bro. Because all of this other stuff is vanity. A lot of this stuff is vain, bro. At the end of the day, it don't profit nothing. Aharon said something hot though. He said, bro, if we just keep doing exactly what we've been doing, we keep feeding the people, waking people up. Hey, it's not a lot. We're a small body, a small camp, but it's honest work if we just maintain the spirit that the Most High God has put on us. Because we not as mighty as some of these other brothers in these other prominent camps. We don't got the big name. We don't got none of that. We don't need none of that. If we just keep doing what we've been doing, we'll keep growing. We'll keep being better. We'll keep developing ourselves as strong, able-bodied men who want to serve the Most High. And that's enough. That's enough for us. We just got to keep doing this. He said, we just got to maintain what we've been doing and not trick the bag off. And when he said it, I was like, okay. Because it's just so confusing. There's so much madness out here. You can get tripped. You got enemies and ops trying to trip you up everywhere. Spirits, stuff pulling up any kind of way. You got to be consistent and just serve the Most High. The intricacies of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is deep. It's deep, 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 deep. The Most High is so deep. This world that he just gave us is so deep and intricate. There's so many things you can learn. There's so many things that you can gain. There's so many things that you can get lost in too, though. And me and Aharon Malachi was like, shit, man, before we get too deep or get lost in any sauce, let's just keep this thing nice and simple. Let's keep moving at this nice, sure pace, this sure path, and just please the Most High, serve the Most High, worship the Most High, and just take a chill pill and just stick to the basics. Because it's so deep. These waters, once you get in that water, once you go into that sea and that ocean, a lot of people don't make it back because the waters are so deep. You got waves. And when I say waves, I'm talking about spirits and doctrines, and you can drown. You crash out. You'll die. So just keep it simple, man. Please the Most High. Work on that.
So like,
Yeah.
like what you bringing out is fire. My daddy used to say this phrase all the time. It's funny, but it just, I ain't gonna lie, it hit. He used to say, slowly but for surely, man. We just putting our brick in, man. You dig what I'm saying? Just constantly getting to it, man. Steady, good, constant motion. We just keeping the things that work in heavy rotation. Obey God. Keep the commandments. You dig what I'm saying? And the fruit is gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be life. It's gonna give. It's just gonna give. It's just gonna give life to more. Give life to more life, man. The
That's what
commandments
it
is
is, man.
everlasting, bro. Go
Hey,
ahead, King.
if the recipe is simple, simple don't mean easy though. Simple is 1, 2, 3, but doing 1, 2, 3, rinsing and repeating that day after day after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. The process, the breakdown is simple. I can give it to you, but who really got that endurance, that long suffering? Who really got the grind for it? Who really got the might and the mind for it? You got all kind of stuff
Hey,
going
Salaki,
on, man. Yeah, jump in there. I gotta do a drop anyway.
take discipline, man. Yeah, you can come and do it for a little while, but you see, a lot of people don't last. And it's a parable about that, right? You know, some people they get scorched. You know what I'm saying? When the sun come up, when they feel a little affliction, a little for the gospel's sake. Some people can't get over. You know what I'm saying? The early stages, man. The first few challenges, and they out of the race, man. They can't jump over the first few hurdles, right? And what was the other one? You got you got people who didn't have no root, and they was here for the wrong reason in a sense. They ain't come sincerely to the fear of the Lord, and they not gonna last because the Lord gonna sift you out. And you got another one. What's the? And you got some that bring forth fruit, right? Also, you got people who get choked up by the world. They just lusting after the world too much, man. And the word ain't doing it for them. They want the world. See what I'm saying? And they choose death. They go back to the world. Uh, so like it. What did I mean to say though? For now, all right,
Khan.
here.
Yes, sir. Khan.
How long we been in this thing, man?
43 minutes.
All right. However you want to run it.
We can get a little more in. Proverbs 16:8. It says, "Better is a little with righteousness
Mm.
than great revenues without right." So you got the scriptures saying it's better to have little in righteousness, right? It's better that you just, you kind of got a house, you got a car, and you're content than to have, 8 houses and land and this and that, but you got it by ways of wickedness, right? You got it by ways of blood money, so to speak, and quote unquote selling your soul and doing all kinds of abomination. It's better that you have little with righteousness. Why? Because riches profit not. Revenues, these assets, they profit not in the day of destruction. A house ain't gonna jump in front and save you in the day of destruction, right? Your business that you got in wickedness is not finna jump out and be like, hold on, wait, hold on, Lord. You gotta attack the LLC. This man, you can't attack this man. You gotta attack the L. No, that's not what's finna happen. That's not what's finna take place, right? Now, disclaimer: am I saying that a man cannot have a business? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what the scripture is saying. Am I saying that a man cannot have assets? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what the scripture is saying. Abraham was a rich man. Noah, Job, not Job. Well, Job did have many possessions. Uh, who else? It's a certain guy that I'm thinking about. Joseph. Joseph was a rich man and he was righteous. What it's saying is it's better to have little in righteousness than to get all of these things by evil gain through evilness. through deceit. That's not how you want to get your riches and wealth. You don't want to get your riches and wealth by selling drugs to your people and destroying your people's minds. That's no. You're better off being broke, moving in righteousness. That's just a fact, right? I'm gonna keep going. Verse 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So a man may meditate on certain things, right? Just like we do with most of our videos. We go in. These videos do not be scheduled. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the times we'll be like, "Hey, you want to go live? Yeah. All right. What we finna talk about? All right. Boom. Let's just jump in there." Right? We kind of meditate a little bit, a tad bit, but when we get in here, the Lord will direct the steps. The Lord will take it however He want to take it, through the Spirit, of course. Right? Same thing throughout a man's life. A man may meditate on a certain job that he want. Right? He may not get that specific job that he want, but the Lord gave him something better than what he could have thought of, what he could imagine. Right? This all applies to. No, I ain't gonna necessarily say that. I'm gonna just keep reading. Verse 10. A divine sentence is in his lips of the king. His mouth transgresseth not in judgment. So what is this? Solomon is speaking on a righteous king, because we know there has been kings whose mouths transgress in judgment. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? But a righteous king is going to be great at judgment. He has to be. He has to be. He has a whole realm of people to run and overlook. Shalom Shawab. Shalom Tajah. Shalom. I'm assuming that's Captain the Bar.
Shalom, mighty kings, jumping in the chat, man.
Khan. Shalom. I'm a nah seen. I'm a nah earlier. Um, but yeah, a righteous king who's running a realm of people, a world of people, his mind has to be excellent when it comes to judgment. His mind has to be excellent. You got to think about what a king role is and how he runs stuff. The Most High said He wanted to be our king, and then the Most High set up 12 princes, one man from each tribe. That's a lot of work. But what do we say? No, we want a king. We want to be like the heathens. So guess what? Now you put all of that work on one man. Your mind has to be quick. Your mind has to be sharp. So much that Solomon, this is one of Solomon's prayers, that he gives him a wisdom that he may judge his people correctly. That's how on point you got to be. And that's exactly why he said this. A divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresseth not in judgment. When there's something going on in the world, in the realm, in the city, in the town, guess what? They're looking at the king. What do we do? If the king say go left, guess what the people doing? We going left. If the king say go right, guess what the people doing? We going right. That's how much power the king got. That's how much on top of his game he has to be. Right? Let's keep reading verse 11. A just weight and balances are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work. So of course the Lord loves just balances, just scales, stuff that's fair, things that are fair, equal, right? Like even back in the day, men used to work for food and barley and so on and so forth. I was reading this book about how Babylon used to run things, and the men would work for, let's say, let me just throw a number out there, say 10 barley. The women would work for 5 barley. Why is that? You may say, why did the women get 5 barley? Well, because men needed to eat more. That was just a fact. Girls wasn't as big as they are now. You know what I'm saying? Girls wasn't big back then. Girls was girls. So they could live off 5 barley. Men needed to take in 10 barley. But you can't be the kind of manager which this is how America runs everything now, which is why this place is wickedness. But you can't be the guy and the manager's kind of like that's trying to skimp off on this man's food, on this man's payment. Well, damn, I did this amount of work. You said you was going, nah, but look. Or he's saying, yeah, I give you 10 barley. He kind of going weigh it out. It's really 8 barley the whole time. But he's just telling you it's 10. Yeah, here you go. That's wickedness. That's an abomination to the Most High. That's deceptive. That's deceitful. That's moving like a snake, moving like a serpent. You slick. Why would you do that to your brother? We're not supposed to move like that. We're not supposed to move like that, right? Especially when in terms of dealing with business. Just be out front. Be upfront. Be truthful. You don't gotta be a snake. You don't know what he gonna say. But Jake tried to go at the snake route, right? Verse 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. So it's an abomination for kings to commit wickedness. That's another reason why this place got to go down. The kings of this earth, the kings of America, are in nothing but a world full of wickedness. A world full of wickedness and abomination. The throne is supposed to be established by righteousness, by one that is upright, by one that has morals, not by Joe Biden, not by Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It's not how it's set up. I can speak on some deceitful stuff right now. Let's look at it. Kamala Harris was the vice president for Joe Biden, right? Joe Biden is the current president, and he's the reason. In a sense, he's the reason why a lot of taxes and stuff are so high through his programs and so on and so forth, and him giving money, blah, 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 right? Kamala Harris is sitting there talking about, I can change that. We're going to change that. We're going to fix this and we're going to fix that. You were the person backing Joe Biden, though. You were the person backing his program as to why everything is so messed up how it is now. But guess what? In America, that's how everything is run. Every election, every president is going to come up and say they're going to deliver on a promise that they're not going to deliver. They come up and speak lies, beguile the people, give them sweet stories. Hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. They get in office. Yeah, scratch that. I kind of wanted to do this now. Right? That's just the men we can see. That's just the people we can see. We know that these people don't actually run stuff. How much more the people behind the scenes? Right? How much more the Food and Drug Administration? The people who give you food and give you drugs. But the food ain't killing you. And the drug's supposed to make it. Come on. This world is ran off deceit. America is ran off deceit, lies, guile. I talk to Mahar and Malachi about it all the time. Entertainers get paid more than the people that keep the community running. People dancing on top get paid more than the men that are literally the backbone of the industry. Why is that? Does anybody know why somebody can get up and make more money dancing than somebody that's actually keeping the world running? Why is that? It's because the place we live in is a joke, right? Big ass joke. Let me keep reading. Verse 13. Righteous lips are the delight of the king, are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaketh right. The king is going to love you if you speak it upright, right? This is something I had to teach my wife. When you're talking to a king, yes, sir. When you're talking to a king, you have to come correct. You have to come correct. You cannot come speaking anything and saying just anything. And talking to the king how you would talk to your friend. No. The king can have you exiled, have you killed quick, immediately, at the snap of some fingers, have you put in prison. So you have to speak eloquently when you come to the king, right? Go ahead, Mar.
Hey, you made a beautiful point, and you was moving in the same spirit I was. And the scripture is completely right. It says, righteous lips are the delight of kings. Now, brothers who moving in the right spirit, man, you a king in your own right. Should you a God in your own right? You the king of your household. You know what I'm saying? You the top guy in your household. So everybody underneath you, they got to move in a certain order, a certain fashion, a certain spirit. And if they speak in righteous things, it will it will literally be a delight. You will really enjoy it. So Aharon, the direction that you took it was the direction I was going to take it. And I actually, if you don't mind me, jump into a verse real quick that's in this chapter. But like I said, I know we're not in quest of finishing the entire chapter. But since we
No,
on
do
this
your thing.
topic, I would like to jump to verse 24. And this is keys. And look, if you want to know how to have a better relationship with your husband, if you want to know how to have a better relationship or a righteous relationship with your husband, a righteous relationship with your wife, a righteous relationship with your kids, if you want to know that, if that's something that you want, search the scriptures because they giving you the keys. Verse 24 says, pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. Think about it. You don't come up to a king and not come with pleasant words, not come with a good spirit. Always coming with drama. Always coming with pride. Always coming with something. If you moving in the right spirit and you bring in pleasant words, it's gonna hit his spirit. It's gonna be way more effective than coming with some unpleasant words. It's crazy that I gotta teach this and break this down. But look, the Lord had to make Solomon teach this and break this down for a reason. Come with pleasant words, come with a pleasant spirit, and watch the things that you requesting or the things that you wanting, the things that you're suggesting, they're gonna be you're gonna get what you want more if you come in with a pleasant spirit and pleasant words. This is a pro tip for women. For real. For all the aspiring wives and women out there, this is a pro tip when you're dealing with your husband. Be pleasant. If you want a certain result, if you try and gas them up and you being catty and I just don't, I think, why we doing it that way? And so that you come in with a bad spirit, you should definitely brace yourself for things not going the way you want. But if you come with a pleasant spirit and you got soft words, you got a sweet tone, and you actually moving in that spirit of our righteous foremothers, I guarantee you your percentage is going to go up. I guarantee you your husband will be more pleased with you. I guarantee you probably going to get better results. That's all I'm saying. And this isn't just a pro tip for the women that I think about it. Man, I do the same thing with Captain DeBar, Captain Jeremiah. I do the same thing with Officer Aharon, Soldier Malachi. If it's something I want, if it's something I want to say to them, I'll try and say it in a pleasant way. Because why not? I want what I said to be received. Unless my whole point is to get on your head and for you to know that what you did was dead wrong. And that's if the time calls for me to get on your ass, then the time calls for that. And I won't say it in a pleasant way. If you need that, then that's what I'm gonna give you. My whole job is to make brothers more well-rounded and balanced so they can be perfect. All praise to the Most High. Yeah.
Put a disclaimer on that for the women. Is she supposed to get on her husband's ass?
Oh no, that ain't the spirit. I'm glad you just claimed. I'm glad you coming with the clean up the broom, because if she out of everything I said, if she heard that, hey, the brother got the brother got his hands full.
Yeah, brother got
You
his
know,
hands full.
the brother got his hands full, man.
Yeah, heard me.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah,
So boom. I know it's in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3. I'm not sure if let me pull it up, man. Or when y'all already got y'all Bible pulled up.
yeah, I do. I'm going that way right now. What it say? What it say?
It say, let not mercy and truth forsake thee.
Oh,
It should be in the first few verses.
okay. Let me go back up. All right, verse 3. Proverbs 3:3. It says, "Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and men."
Boom. So let not mercy and truth forsake thee, right? When you go into the blue letter on mercy, it goes into kindness, being considerate, right? And also being pleasant. You know what I mean? And it said mercy and truth. When you go into truth, it goes into firmness. It goes into reliability. So if you show forth kindness, if you're a considerate person, if you're a reliable person, a person who stands firmly on your righteous beliefs, right? If you got that mixture going on for you in your personality, you're gonna find favor in the sight of God and men, right?
That's
So
what you
like,
want.
was it? Did that hit what I said? Or did I
I said, that's what you
do
want.
a poor job? Okay, yeah.
Nah, brother. Nah, it hit, brother. It hit, brother. He said, "Did that hit what I said?" Oh, that
Nah,
what
bro.
that what? Hey, we gonna Shawab, powerful precept, powerful precept. We
What's the
gonna
wild
probably
drop right quick? Watch it.
Sirach 10:3. It says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited."
Bingo.
Powerful
Nigga.
precept.
So
You
I
see what
keep
I'm saying?
Oh, I got to touch
You
on
see
that,
that?
man.
Look. The
I know
world
you're
came
trying to
out of
wrap
that,
this
brother. Go
thing
ahead.
up, man. I know what you want to do,
Handle
man. Hold
business.
on. That was hot, though. It says, "An unwise
Handle
king destroyeth
business.
his people." Think about it, bro. Whenever you building up a household, whenever you building up a camp, whenever you building anything, if you're not putting if you're not being a good leader, you're not showing good character, good morale, a strong sense of morality. If you're not moving in that kind of spirit, you're going to be giving them the tools to destroy themselves. So, for all of the kings out there, all of the brothers who want righteous wives, who want righteous children, who want a righteous household, if you're not constantly and consistently displaying, because they're not going to just do what you say, they're going to do what you do. We already know people are hands-on. Kids, they absorb everything. You can tell your kid to be righteous all day, but if what they're seeing all day is you being unrighteous, you being quick tempered, you being loose with your emotions, so many mood swings, and you are lying in your household, and you you know damn being a damn nigga woman, and your daughter always see her mother yelling and screaming and breaking down and all of this. She's gonna start learning that That's what they're gonna start doing. They're not just gonna do what you say. Hey, be strong. Hey, be this. No, they're gonna pick up everything you doing. So as a king, it's all of the brothers want wives, want families. You know what I'm saying? Most of the brothers want that. Most of the brothers don't want to be eunuchs. Most of the brothers I know don't want to be eunuchs. Bro, you really gotta be moving with good uprightness of heart. You really gotta know how to be a winner. You really gotta know how to be righteous. And you really gotta be consistent at it. There's gonna be times where things is going wrong. There's gonna be times where you still have to just be, you know how they say you got sore losers, sore winners. Some people don't know how to win. Some people don't know how to lose. Some people don't know how to taste defeat and get back up and not take it personal. Some people just suck at winning. Some people win the damn game and they talking shit and they doing this. Some niggas will be right in the argument and they think they gotta I'm giving you real, if you got ears to hear, really, really, really lock in on what I'm saying. Because I'm saying a lot. I'm giving you good experience. If you a king in your own household, in your own right, in your own, this is you building up a whole village. You got a spouse. Let's say your spouse is wrong. If you win in the wrong way, you're gonna destroy your household, my nigga. It don't matter if you was right, your household's still gonna be destroyed. You gotta learn how to be a leader. And a lot of these soft brothers, a lot of brothers missed out on how to really just lead, how to really put weight on your shoulder, how to really move, and how to be consistent with it, how to get your hands dirty. But you don't got a glorifying job, bro. It is not you going through all kind of stuff. But if you're not manning up and standing on business, bro, an unwise king destroyeth his people. It take a lot of wisdom to really build something, bro. Something that's strong. Something that's mighty through the spirit, man. So when I seen that, I immediately thought of how the Most High God is, he's programming us, purifying us to be the future kings of this earth. If you can't build a strong household, how you gonna build a strong city? Strong cities? How? This is the stumping grounds for you to get your reps, to get more familiar with wisdom, get more familiar with order, judgment, sound reasoning. And you ain't no good king if you can't control your emotions. How you gonna be a good king? And every time you get upset, you breaking something, you punching something, you screaming. Stop letting stuff take you all the way there. Think about it, bro. You're not gonna be a good king, a good ruler. You can't rule your own spirit. Trademark that. Bingo, that's the one. How you gonna rule a city and you can't rule your spirit? It's not gonna go like that. So get your reps in, man. Stay focused. Stay focused. That hit my spirit, that precept. I just had to touch on it. I could not do it.
To add to that, right quick, right? I heard a quote, and it goes something along the lines of this. Uh, 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 Basically, what you just said, right? I just want to harp on it in case anybody missed it. So, self leadership, you gotta be able to lead yourself before you can lead anybody else, right? You gotta master discipline. You gotta be self controlled, right? You gotta have that. Cause who gonna listen to somebody who they see can't control themselves? Who gonna You wouldn't do that. So how can you expect someone else to do that? You know what I'm saying? You gotta set an example. Can't just say you the guy. You gotta walk the walk.
you gotta be the guy.
Right.
That's what Clement said. He said, "Let your wisdom show without words."
Mm.
Some niggas don't know how to do that.
Some
Nigga
niggas
don't know
only
how to
got
display
wisdom in
wisdom.
words.
Exactly. Nigga can't display his wisdom without talking. Be quiet for a little bit and then display your wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But yeah, I'm getting close to my stop. So
All
I'm gonna
right,
have to
bet. Let's
call it
wrap it
right
up.
here, man. Yeah. All praises to all y'all for tuning in. Um, Beautiful lesson. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 16 is hot. Proverbs 16 is piping hot. You can go anywhere. You can talk about anything. You can build on anything in Proverbs 16, right? So, to water everybody for tuning in, to water for everybody who commented, Lord willing, we'll see y'all next time. Lord willing, maybe next time we'll do a Q&A. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushua, and say Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.